The election certification went off without a hitch today. 4 years ago, it was a far different story. A violent attack on Capitol Hill. And tonight there are questions about what will happen to those who've been sentenced for their role in January 6, 2021. Will President-elect Trump pardon them? R.J. O'Brien reports.
You're watching the YouTube live stream of a vigil celebrating the men and women imprisoned on charges tied to this. The violent attack exactly 4 years ago on the United States Capitol. Every night for more than 2 years now, these protesters have gathered here, singing the national anthem from the bitter January cold to the July heat when we first met them. But since then, something has shifted at this vigil, a sense of optimism, as these protesters have watched the political comeback of the 45th and now 47th President of the United States.
Incredible movement.
Donald Trump.
This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before.
After a campaign that sought to rebrand the Capitol attack,
and they were unbelievable patriots and are.
Trump's Electoral College victory was certified on January 6, 2025, the 4-year anniversary of when his supporters attempted to stop Congress from certifying the last election. The process of certifying an election used to be routine, even boring. Mainly, it's Congress's job to count and approve the electoral votes awarded to a candidate by each state. The sitting vice president, this time Kamala Harris, presides over the count and formally announces the results.
Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris.
That kind of order and formality was stripped away in 2021. In the years since that violent, politically charged attack that injured more than 140 police officers, ABC News has investigated a sustained, coordinated effort to change how history remembers January 6th.
Anyone that wants to continue to shame us for January 6th can go to hell.
The hostages, and that's what they are, is hostages.
We traveled the country meeting convicted rioters who believe, as Trump has repeatedly said, that they are political prisoners.
You're wearing a bracelet.
Yes.
It says free
the hostages.
The hostages. Do you think you were a hostage?
Absolutely.
And as Donald Trump prepares to return to the White House, we met his supporters eagerly awaiting pardons for Capitol rioters, which Trump recently promised to Time magazine would start in the first hour, maybe the first 9 minutes after he's sworn in. One of those we found waiting for a pardon was Rachel Powell, seen here in the pink hat in video used by prosecutors, and called us while serving a 4-year federal prison sentence.
A few of my children, they've met Trump, and so they've heard it from his own mouth that they need to keep their head up and that he's going to pardon us. And that's really encouraging.
How many January 6th rioters Trump plans to pardon is unclear. And he hasn't specified if some rioters convicted of serious crimes like beating police or seditious conspiracy would also be included. USA! And in this community of so-called J6ers, we found the view on pardons mixed. That includes Derek Evans.
For the record, guys, I'm not touching anything. I am just here to watch.
He was sentenced to 3 months for his actions on January 6th. Federal prosecutors used this video he shot as evidence.
Derek Evans is in the Capitol.
I think that you have to actually do some investigations into this, into each individual case. I think it needs to be a case-by-case basis.
You think there should be pardons, but you don't think there should be blanket pardons?
So I think that it needs to be a case-by-case situation. I think that the vast majority deserve a pardon. Maybe everybody does. I don't know that.
Unlike for Rachel Powell, a pardon wouldn't free Evans from prison because he's already out. But it would forgive his conviction as he and other January 6 defendants return to their lives and even get into politics. Evans mounted a failed bid in 2024 for a House seat in West Virginia and is now running for Senate. And, like other fellow defendants, is now embracing his role in January 6th.
Are you trying to rewrite history?
No, I'm not. And we all know anyways that historically, history is written by those who are victorious.
That is how the saying goes. We'll see if that holds true this time. Our thanks to Jay O'Brien.